Have you ever just paused and considered a question that really sits at the very center of your daily life? A question about the nature of everything you do. Think about it. From the moment we wake up, we're just propelled by action. We work, we create, we strive. But so often, don't those very actions become chains? They tie us to all this stress about the future, anxiety over results, and this constant draining cycle of hope and fear. And that right there, that's the great dilemma of action, isn't it? We have to act to live, but our actions can so easily trap us, making us prisoners of their outcomes. We get so focused on the destination that we completely lose the peace that we could be finding in the journey itself. But what if there was a way to break that cycle? An ancient path that doesn't tell us to stop acting, but instead to transform the very nature of our actions. Well, this is the path of karma yoga. It's a timeless wisdom from the Bhagavad Gita that offers a way to turn every single act into a step towards real freedom. So this path of karma yoga, it's unlocked through a few profound insights, or let's call them keys. The first one starts with understanding the nature of our rightful action. In Sanskrit, this idea is called dharma. Now, this isn't about some rigid set of external rules you have to follow. No. Dharma is your unique, intrinsic purpose. It's the role that only you can play in the grand symphony of existence. The contribution that brings harmony to your life and, to the world around you. The Gita teaches that a wise person should act according to their own nature, all while keeping a steady mind. By just performing our duties with integrity and focus, we actually help maintain the balance of the whole world. It's really about doing what is ours to do and simply doing it well. Okay, so building on that foundation of rightful action, we get to the absolute heart of karma yoga. And it's a pretty revolutionary idea. It's not about renouncing action itself, but about renouncing our attachment to the results of that action. This is the core teaching right here. To act with the same energy, the same passion, the same dedication as someone who's totally driven by the reward, but to do it without being chained to the outcome. To act just for the sake of the action itself, for the sake of upholding dharma. This practice is called Nishkama karma, which means action without desire for personal gain. And it is a profound shift in perspective. You pour your entire being into the work at hand, but you release your grip on what happens next. That is true freedom. It frees you from that emotional roller coaster of praise and blame, success and failure. Now, this path, it doesn't just apply to our big life decisions. It actually elevates every single moment. The third key is a practice that can transform even the most boring, mundane task into a sacred act. And the process itself is beautifully simple. Whatever you're doing, whether it's preparing a meal, writing a report, or helping a friend, you consciously offer it. You perform the act, and then you mentally dedicate both the effort and the outcome to something greater than your own ego. And in doing that, you just let it go. The scope of this practice is, it's all-encompassing. Nothing is left out. Every breath, every meal, every word can become a sacred offering. Life itself becomes this continuous act of devotion, freeing you from the burden of personal gain and filling every moment with this profound sense of meaning. So this brings us to a really crucial connection. How exactly does this path of selfless action lead to the ultimate goal of enlightenment, to the highest wisdom? In spiritual traditions, you often hear a distinction made between karma yoga, the path of action, and jnana yoga, the path of knowledge. One seems to be all about doing, while the other is about knowing. One purifies the mind through selfless work, while the other tries to directly realize the nature of the self through deep inquiry. But here's the secret. This separation, it's an illusion. They're not two different paths, not really. Think of them as two wings of the same bird, both soaring towards freedom. Selfless action purifies the mind and heart, making it a clear vessel, one capable of holding the profound truths of wisdom. You see, you can't soar on one wing alone. The Gita itself makes this crystal clear. While both paths lead to the same ultimate freedom, the path of action is often considered more accessible. By engaging with the world selflessly, we prepare our inner ground. Selfless action is like the fertile soil in which the seed of wisdom can finally sprout and blossom. So let's just bring these essential truths together for a moment. Remember, You have a right to your work, but not to its fruits. Act in a way that aligns with your true purpose, your dharma. Try to consecrate every action as an offering, and always understand that through this practice, you're making yourself ready for the highest knowledge. Ultimately, karma yoga is a path of profound transformation. It teaches us that freedom isn't found by escaping from the world, but by changing our relationship to it. It literally turns the battlefield of our daily struggles into a sacred field where every single action can be a step toward liberation. So, I'll leave you with this thought. As you go about your day today, what's one small thing, one duty, one task that you can perform not for its result, but as a pure, selfless offering? How will you begin to walk this path of enlightened action?